our challenge number 4 was about overcoming the cold start issue. So if you worked with Azure Functions before, or maybe any other implementation of function as a service approach, you understand that it works in a way that you will pay only for the actual invocations. That basically means that your app can be deployed worldwide, but if provider of those resources will see that no one is using that app, it will basically shut it down. So of course it will be virtually available for receiving the traffic, but let's say that your app was shut down and then the new request basically came in. So what will happen in that case, for example, in Azure? As you can see here on this diagram, the Azure will need to find basically a server for this function to run on. Then it needs to basically provision a worker on that server. That worker basically needs to provision the runtime, load all the libraries in memory and stuff like that. So a lot of heavy lifting actually happening here, and only at the end you have your custom code. In case your app is warm, then only your custom code will be run there. From my previous experience, I can say that in Azure, basically all that heavy lifting, it can take from maybe 2 to maximum 10 seconds. And in general, it's still awesome because, as I was saying, my app is virtually there. It takes only 10 seconds basically to provision all the required resources and generate a response. But on the other hand, let's say that in our case, as we were talking about during this session, the user somewhere in a mall scans with his phone this QR code on the package, and then he needs to wait for like 10 seconds basically just so we can warm up the resources for this redirect, and after that, when we even redirect him to the end website, then it may take again some time to render and basically send him this HTML page, and then he will need to load some resources like images, CSS files, and stuff like that. So we're talking here probably about I don't know, maybe overall 15 seconds of the load time, and I'm not sure that this is actually a really good end user experience here. So if I were a user, I could probably live with that, but still the overall impression about the company, because the website was loading so slow, that will be probably not really good. So the idea here is that we need to find a way how we can basically keep our app warm, but on the other hand, I don't want to pay or prepay for any reserved resources. So let's check how we were doing that in our project.